All right, we have Ladida in the house. Wait, how do I pronounce your name?
I wrote it so fast. My real name's Karina, but
Okay,
it's La-di-da.
La-di-da. Okay.
Yeah.
La-di-da, welcome in the house.
Hi.
Hi.
Um, well, I know you're used to hearing a lot, quite a few of us watch your stuff, listen to you, read your books, and then do our own thing, right? So we'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to study. I do it all the time with mindfulness, right? And I actually took 2023 off. So I was finding myself dating people that personality disorders. How do I say in the nicest way?
Wait, you
Like,
said 23 and Me. That's
oh no, no,
ancestry.com.
no, no. I took. Sorry, I talk really fast.
Okay.
No, I took 2023 off of dating.
Oh,
I was single.
2023. Okay. I thought I heard 23 and Me, so please forgive me. I was going to say, are you dating cousins or relatives?
Hey, why not? So then I so last October I had been off for 11 months. I was like, I met actually somebody I went on a date with,
Okay.
and he met somebody that he was really happy with. And we're like,
Okay.
how the heck did he get such a decent? What did you do? And he goes, get off of Match, try Bumble.
Okay.
So I went in with a plan, and my plan was I was really careful and selective with my pictures. And I said, the first 6 people that I'm interested in, or I'm having a decent conversation, that's where I'm going to stop it. So I'm going to cut off all the incoming and pause my profile.
Okay.
That helped me so much, Jonathan, like incredibly. And during that, I met this guy that I don't know.
Let me be
Anyways,
clear. Let me ask
yes,
a question. When you
sure.
said are the 6 people that you swiped right on, or the first 6 people that swiped on you, but you paid the extra money to see who swiped on you?
Oh, I always pay the extra money. I want to
Okay,
see
okay,
who's
okay.
looking. You know
So, by the
why?
way, now you're a
Sorry.
very attractive woman, so I would suspect you had hundreds of men who swiped on you. So, how
No,
did you
I
narrow it down to 6?
easy. So before I would get them, I would open up a profile and I have screenshots of the amount of people. I don't really believe the amount of people that were looking. I think the apps say that there's 2,000 people looking at you and they're interested in you and liked you, but I don't buy that for a second. I'm in
Well,
Toronto.
actually, so I want you to know something.
Okay.
Men have a propensity to swipe 60% of the time.
Right.
Women have a propensity to swipe right, excuse me,
Hmm.
60% of the time, and women swipe right usually 4.5% of the time. So
Hmm.
it's not uncommon that you might have men just in a fashion of just doing
Oh,
this.
agreed.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, the reason why men do that is because their threshold for sex is rather low, but their
Right.
threshold for relationship is rather high. And that's the
Hmm.
reason why women have a much lower swipe right rate, because they look at both sex and commitment at the same time.
Right.
Okay, so keep going. Let's go back to how you narrowed it down to 6.
So so this is going to come off, forgive me for saying it this way, but I'm
Yeah.
going to be honest. I didn't, because it happened. So forgive me. I have
Yeah.
a cat here that's talking nonstop. So just kind of ignore her if you can.
I don't hear a
Um,
thing.
Good. So when it wasn't that I didn't want to go out and like somebody, I have no problem doing that. It was just the influx of coming in. So and also really important though, Jonathan, is I didn't go for my normal. So I didn't
Okay.
say this is my type or this isn't, because you can look at me and think I'm a certain way. Meanwhile, I hike, I into home improvement. I'm not what you think. So, and that's that. And the first guy that had asked me actually to come over his house that night, I thought, wow, that's interesting. You really think that you think I'm the type of person that would come over to your house right now? You're out of
Yeah.
your mind. So right away. And then there was this guy, Kevin, and who I'm dating now 10 months.
Okay.
And just a normal, nice guy. You know what I liked about him? He didn't write
Oh,
on his profile that it said firefighter. I didn't write what I did either. It's
okay.
specifically. So little things. Make a long story short, he's extremely different. Like he's not country, but he's a firefighter. He has 3 boys, and we just work. And
Yeah.
I believe the reason why I did is because I paused that profile. And the only reason that I wanted to express this is in case there's anybody else in this position. Because I think if you go in with a plan, right, and you take it, I looked at this a little differently. It's like, I'm going to strategically do this. And the extra, if you keep your profile open, is too much. Like it's distracting. And I only date one person at a time. Exactly. Like
You're like me. I like only dating one person at a time.
I can't, absolutely not. And if you can, no thanks. But it
so
really
let's go back to how did Kevin how did you come to select him? What was how did you get?
So to be completely honest, he reached, so with Bumble, they can't, we reach first, but the trick is in there, on the photo, they can comment. And that's how. So he just said a nice, like something about a glass of wine or blah, 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 small talk. Yeah. And it was the most, I don't know, normal. Anyways, I said to him, this is interesting. It was probably about half an hour having my profile open. I said, I know this sounds a little fast. I go, would you be interested in getting a drink this week? Nothing major, no dinner, like just meet up. And he's like, for sure I would. And we sat there for 3 hours and we didn't eat. We had 1 beverage each. We just had a really, I showed him like some of like my woodwork stuff that I do and home improvement. He did the same thing because he listened to me and he said, I understand that there's men that are going to mirror me and pretend they're interested in the same thing. And I let him know right up front, all the, exactly what you do, Jonathan, all the alternative stuff and my Reiki, mindfulness, all that. And he quickly showed me, he's like, I don't want to say I'm mirroring you, but I'm just going to show you. And he showed me he was into the same things. My point is I feel bad because I trashed a lot of those sites because you get a little jaded.
Okay. So, well, let me ask you, why do you think you were successful in this case? What did you do that was either different or like, let's provide value for people who are watching right here.
Absolutely. So I went in with a plan. My plan was the first 6 people, whether I reached out to them or they reached out to me. And then those guys kind of fall off, right? So the first couple that went a little perverted or not I got rid of. And my plan was to add and keep it 6 at that time. Only speak to 6. Because you know how it is. How's your day going? How's your day going? I can't do small talk. I hope you had a good day. That's one of my favorite things.
La-di-da. Tia says, La-di-da is absolutely gorgeous. She seems amazing. I want to concur what T says. So you have great energy, my dear.
That's very nice. Thank you so much.
Okay, so wait a minute. So let me understand something. So your method was you'd take groups of 6, you'd interact, filter it out, and then whoever came from there, you would engage with. Okay.
Absolutely. And I know it sounds, sorry.
Well, so how many groups of 6 did you go through before you got to Kevin?
Only 6.
Well, don't you think that's the exception and not the rule?
It is, but at the same time, in the beginning of it, I did that 6 for the first little while, and I wasn't going into it going, how do I explain this? It wasn't that, that's not an ego boost for me to go in and men aren't going, oh, she seems like a really great girl. I'm going to date. I'm not. So as soon as I saw, like, I don't even want to say red flags. I should just say absolutely not. Like,
so the
not
way,
a chance.
So let me jump in here for a second, because I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, but the way you're approaching it is the way I approach it, with a significant amount of intentionality, right? And you're being more like you had a little bit of chit chat, but you got a little bit more direct in your questions to determine compatibility. And some men, and I suspect you found, I'll just share something with you that happened the other day. I had this woman write me. She goes, "Oh my God, you have an amazing profile." And I wrote down, "Look, I'm into personal development. It's really important to me. I'm into, like, I live in Redondo Beach because my son lives here and I don't plan on leaving," because she lived a little far away. And I said, "I'm into plant-based medicine for spiritual ceremonies."
Yes.
And then it was crickets. And I'm like,
yeah, because she also didn't know what you meant, though, probably, right?
Oh no, I put the word in
she did?
I put
Okay.
psychedelics in there.
Gotcha.
And it was crickets. But you know what? It's already like, these are gigantic, important things to me. If it's not fit, then that's okay. My point is, it's okay to say what's radically important to you. Absolutely. And if someone isn't capable, like some people would say, "Well, Jonathan, that's way too much early on." And I'm like, to me, that's my bottom starting point.
Yeah.
Like, because I can go way too much. I can go, and I'm just assuming you operated in the same venue. Is that right?
Absolutely. But I also explained that a lot there, also that I have a very good career and I'm happy in my own business, family business, but I also want to do something else on the side. And what I mean by that is, I don't want to do anything unless it's authentic. In that realm of, it could be Reiki, it could be, I don't know, but I have to feel it. But my point was, can you handle being with somebody wanting to go back to school? And financially.
Well, let me be clear what you just said. So you are financially stable enough through your resources that you can take care of yourself. And at the same time, you want to go back to school for additional learning. Is that right? And
not for money, but for
you were concerned that they may not accept that.
I'm more so, this is going to sound terrible, but I'm not even so concerned how they feel. It would be, can you handle that I'm going to do this, that this is my path?
Well, wait. Well, let me rewind for a second.
Sure.
You weren't concerned how they feel, but you said, but you want to know how they can handle it. Well, by the way, can I reframe that word handle? Because I'm not a big fan of, can you handle it? Okay?
Please do.
Can you use the word, can you accept it? Accept it is to me more of a compassionate word. Handle means like it's a struggle. Can you handle the weights in my hand? No, I can't. Can you accept the weights in my hand? Like, I'm just wanted to. So
and when you present it like that, you're presenting it right a little. It's a little softer.
No. I just want to make sure in future. I'm saying it to everybody right here. I just invite everyone to remove the word handle out of their vocabulary and replace it with accept.
Absolutely.
So how long have you two been dating?
So we are 10 months. But hold on a minute though, the really interesting part though, that's the only reason we're at 10 months. I had so many scares throughout this. So working on myself, and that's how I really know that things are changing in my life. Whereas how I would handle things differently, because I wanted to run, because there's,
wait, I want to, sorry, I want to come back to that, but someone brought up a comment. Why were you concerned about the school? Why were you concerned about that? I just want to know what was the fear on your part?
Time.
Time. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, and you were just saying something right now that you also were concerned about. Can you elaborate on that?
Sorry, I have ADHD. I don't remember exactly.
Well, I have ADHD too, so I completely forgot.
But yeah, I think I wanted to run. Oh, fearful avoidant. That's what
fearful avoidant. So are you a fearful avoidant?
I'm in transition right now. So now I'm just getting anxious, which is not me.
Well, you know what's interesting? So let's talk about avoidance for a moment. Because the vast majority of fearful avoidance, in particular dismissive avoidance, oftentimes aren't even aware that they have a love attachment issue. Anxious people are aware of it because it gives them anxiety. So see, the avoidant person withdraws in most of the time, but the anxious person is, so they oftentimes do more work on themselves. So coming back to you're fearful avoidant, you're aware of it, but you said you're feeling anxious. Is it possible that he is also an avoidant? And maybe that's bringing out the opposite effect on you? I'm
You
just
got
curious.
a really good point there. Possibly.
Yeah. So when two avoidants are together, the more dominant the less dominant avoidant oftentimes becomes anxious.
It's the number one thing when we first started dating, he said to me, just don't run. Don't run. Like, just talk to me. Like he's the first person on profile that was right on point. He is a confident man that is more alpha, and I'm alpha.
How's his emotional IQ?
Here we go. You
okay.
Ready?
Now we're going to get in the nitty gritty of this.
Yeah. So it's, there's a couple things, it was some sensitivity issue. But I think, to be fair, I'm dating a man that has 3 boys, single, that's on the go all the time. And I think, so I said to him, is your brain not able to go there? Or are you just so hyped up and not being around women as much? And you know what I mean? In the household.
So when you say go there, can you give us clarity on that?
Sure. So can I give an example instead?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So an example would be, there's been a couple things, but I was having work done in my backyard.
Okay.
And stuff was going on. I had a bunch of other things going on, and he's not, how do I say it? I don't want to be coddled. He's affectionate, and but he's not, he's more, not black and white. Jonathan, can you help me out? He is, okay. Do you know what I mean?
Give me an example.
Okay. I'm trying to give you a really good one, but that's not a good one with the in the backyard. Oh, when I was having my fireplace done, I had my fireplace blow up, and I had to get a new one. The guys came, they're doing this, and it wasn't being done. It wasn't being done right. I was anxious, and that was our first almost argument.
Okay.
And he just kept talking, and I talk a lot. He just kept talking and talking, and he was like, I'm like, whoa. I need a break. Just give me a second here, because then you're going to get a side of me that I try to control. And right now, so I stepped away from it, and I came back, and it sped back up again, where he was just like getting to the facts of, and not seeing that, okay, I'm borderline panic attack right now, which I do a lot of work to avoid this stuff.
Yeah.
So I need to take a minute. He didn't understand that. But that was a red flag to me then. I spoke to him about it, and he's working on it, but he's come so much.
Okay.
I'm impressed. I was just on a vacation that was terrible. I just got home on Thursday.
So let me jump in. So there was a crisis situation happened.
For me.
And
it felt that way.
Well, something blowing up is a crisis. I mean, when I say the word crisis, I mean there was a I can't think of, I think the word crisis, but there was a tiny bit of chaos going on in a moment.
Absolutely.
In other words, a problem needed to be solved, and the way you solve a problem is different than the way he solved a problem. And it sounded like, for a moment there, he was in a dominant position that put you in an uncomfortable situation.
Yes.
And and this is where he was probably trying to be the helper in this particular case. I'm assuming he wanted to help you. And this became, a little bit of a power struggle between the two of you. When I'm talking, and that's certainly a reflection of emotional maturity and recognizing that we have differences on how we do things. Let me ask you this on a different level of emotional maturity.
Sure.
Is he emotionally expressive about his feelings about you? In other words, how he feels about you and how he and does he admire you? Does he express affection through words, or is he an actions person?
He does all of those things, which I am beyond grateful. I don't think I've ever had somebody be able to. He's multifaceted, in fact, where he is alpha masculine, but there's a sense of that. But he does, on the surface, it doesn't look it. So I'll give an example. During that fireplace, it right away is like, oh, I can fix. At the end, when he saw when I came downstairs, he goes, I got this. And I had to go to work the next day. He stayed here.
Okay.
And took care of everything for me with the fireplace. Aww, you see what I mean? So in the beginning, I was, you're not listening to me. Like I'm happy, but I was in that panic mode, and that's.
Well, just recognize, it's not uncommon. By the way, quality communication is very rare in most human beings. I mean, you just even your own admission, you're kind of hyper, you talk, you're ADD, you're not paying attention. So your communication skills aren't the most proficient, and most likely his as well. Yeah. Particularly when it comes to in interpersonal romantic relationships, people struggle with this facet. This is why I would highly recommend reading the book Nonviolent Communication together. There's another book. Oh God. A female friend of mine, her and her boyfriend got it, but it's really to help with conflict resolution. There are multiple different books to help learn how to actively listen to the other partners. It's really learning how to pause. Like that's really one of the key fundamentals, is learning how to pause and actively listen to the other person and what their needs are. This takes practice. This is something the two of you can work on. I highly recommend going to a workshop together, a couples workshop together. Do that on a regular basis. It helps you bond at a deeper level than most people bond at a very surface level. I'm just inviting you to go deeper. Well, you know what? We covered a lot. La-di-da. Was I able to help you?
You did. I just wanted, I've watched you all the time, and I can recite all your verbiage. And I just thought, hey, I was just about to have a shower, take all my makeup off, put my hair in a bun. I was like, well, you have the stream. I'll jump in for a minute and say
well,
hi.
We are immensely grateful. Everybody here has been commenting how beautiful you are and how lovely you are. So you got a lot of love. Go back and read the comments.
Nice. I got scared too.
Here, even Renee says, la-di-da, we love you. So you got a lot of compliments.
Nice. Thank you so much.
I'm happy to hear you have a very good fireman in your life, even though I kind of made a joke earlier about firemen. I'm really happy. And by the way, some of my dearest friends are firemen. So my best man in my wedding is a fireman, or he's retired now. So
I always joke that I picked Kevin because I'm 46 and I'm going through the pause, like it's starting. So he's gonna cool me off.
All right. Well, can I reach into the camera and give you a big, gigantic Jonathon Bear hug?
You betcha.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for being
pleasure.
On. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Well, bye now. La-di-da just shared with us some really important things about her, how she met her guy. She was on Bumble. She decided to do groups of 6 in communication. She would check them off the box as soon as possible. And she got lucky very early on, but she isn't a novice to online dating either. But you know what she did? She was intentional in the process. She spoke her truth with this man from a very sincere place. She shared who she is. She was even aware enough to know that there could be problems, and she rather addressed it sooner rather than later. She, in other words, with her time going back to school. And it sounds like she vetted this man very well, which is something I teach. And they're 10 months in, and who knows, this might work out to be one of those love stories that we talk about later. So la-di-da, thank you. Or I think she said her name was Karina. I apologize now, I forgot. But thanks for being on. Hey, this was a great conversation today, everyone. Did you find value in what we shared today? I hope you did. If you did, please post a comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And if you did find value in this video, please hit that like button. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of new videos as well. And if you want to connect with me directly, there's links below to schedule a discovery call with me to see if working with a coach is right for you. There's a link to join my group called Midlife Love Mastery. There's links to follow me on Instagram to get all the books I recommend, or my dating vows are listed below. All right, I'm going to wrap up this video as I always do. First off, give myself a big, gigantic Jonathon bear hug. I'm going to reach into the camera and give you a hug of love, if that's okay. I'm going to ask you to turn to someone, a pet, a teddy bear, a pillow, and give it or them a hug of love, because hugs are a great source of love. And let's face it, we could all use more love in our lives. I want to thank everyone who donated tonight. I also want to thank Stephanie and Ray of Sunshine and Mindset Olympics and Billy Holt and Annika and RM and Sabrina McCoy Hill. And certainly Lottie Da. We got to give props to her. She's already saying thank you for the kind words. Karen, Renee, Sophie, Gigi, Stacy, everyone who commented today, thank you so much. Wishing you a super duper wonderful day. Be well. Thanks. Bye now. Bye-bye.